ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. After suffering a season-ending ACL injury last season, LaShawn Higgs was granted a medical red, allowing her to play out her senior season during the 2019-2020 campaign for the Texas Longhorns. Higgs and the Horns playing an exhibition last night, beating current Division II national champ Lubbock Christian 83-73. LaShawn on court 25 minutes, posting 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists in her return.
They scored 27 points in the first quarter, got off to a great start, and part of that was also due to LaShawn Higgs. LaShawn Higgs, coming off of that knee injury from last season, looked very, very good today. A little bit like the LaShawn Higgs of old, hit some threes, got into the lane, got to the rim, and played some D.
I mean, it's wonderful having LaShawn back. I mean, these guys just need to play. I mean, we scrimmaged a couple of times, and LaShawn gets frustrated with herself, and I'm like, look, you're not going to go from not playing in 9 months to being exactly where you were when you left off. I mean, this is going to be a progression for her. So it seems like every day that she gets out there in live action, it gets a little bit better and she gets a little bit more comfortable.
From the pro hardwood, a big night for Dwight Colby last night in Turkey. He tallied a double-double, 20 points and 10 rebounds for ITU Basket. They held off OGM Ormond's 94-93. It was ITU's first win of the season after starting 0-4. Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings at home last night, looking for their first win of the NBA season. Buddy not featured much in the highlights as he had another dismal shooting night, going 2 of 13 from the field and 1 of 6 from behind the three-point arc. He finished up with just 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists as the Kings lost their 4th straight game, going down 101-94 to the Denver Nuggets. Now, despite the loss, it was the best the Kings have played so far this season.
Feels better, but it still stings, you know. I mean, sure, whether me or Boki, we feel like if we had shot the ball better, we had a better chance of winning. But, you know, we look like the team we're supposed to be. Denver's a great team, a team that we're supposed to be tonight, but they beat us. But, you know, it was a good start where we need to be at and moving on to the future. Wednesday, we need to get that win for sure. But I think once we get a win, let's get that one win on our belt, I think this team will start moving up the hill and be the team that we need to be for sure.
Up to this point, Buddy believes the Kings have figured things out on offense for the most part, but they have to do a better job on the other end of the floor.
Coach challenges each and every day, you know, to be defensive players. He challenged me, he challenged Bogey, challenged Fox, and we take that challenge personal. You know, you guys say, oh, you're working hard on defense and you don't have enough legs to shooting, but that's how you gotta be elite in this league. You got to play on both ends to be a great team. And if I can play on both ends and guard the best 2 guards and score with the best 2 guards in the league, I know that's a challenge I'd like to take on, and that makes me feel much better with myself, and that's know that I can go there and eliminate the 2 guards to just regular average and me doing my thing each and every night.
DeAndre Ayton continuing to sit out his 25-game suspension for the Phoenix Suns. President of the Bahamas Basketball Federation, Mario Boleg, weighing in on the matter.
Knowing the nature and his character, I think he would have been, in his work code, might have been taking some, I would say, some substance to assist himself, but not knowing what was in the medication that he might have been taking. So I believe what he's saying, and I think that the NBA Coaches Association is going to fight it, and I believe that his game will be reduced. You know, that's $2+ million that he's losing, and no one wants to lose that. And I think it's just an honest mistake.
The Caribbean Tip-Off Classic gets underway on Friday at Loyola Hall on Gladstone Road. Some of the best prep schools from the U.S. in town, along with teams from Canada, Finland, and Latin America.
Last year it was so successful, we actually turned teams down this year. It was such a big deal. And we actually went from, I think last year we had 16 teams, we went to 12, so that it became something that people were just, you know, literally begging to get into. Every team has got mid to high major players on it, and that's something that we said that we want to do. We turned down a lot of really good teams and up and coming teams and things like that. But we wanted where we could find the most talented guys that were, what you just said, going to be the future college stars and potential NBA stars. We just come up with a schedule that fits, one, what the coaches want to play. Some coaches want to play a tougher schedule. Some want to play one tough game, because depending on where their team's at. Because a lot of them are just starting practices and those things. So that's why we really, it's not as much of a tournament as it is a showcase. So they get their 3 games in, and then from there, they can take this and really start their season, because this really is one of the first kickoff, tip-off type events of the year.
Student athletes from right here in the 242 also being given the opportunity to showcase their skills.
Last year we had over 12 coaches and persons from the NBA, so we expect the same here again this year. And to have some top Bahamian athletes playing this, to also be showcased, to get an opportunity to be exposed and get a chance to get higher education and through the game of basketball is important to the Federation. The Nassau Select team would be based off players who would have left school about a year or 2 ago, who still reach that age category of 19 and under, because, you know, those are the guys who would have fallen through the crack based on maybe not having the grades, but still having the talent to play and having the opportunity to regain their education chances to go off to school. Now putting that athleticism on the floor to be seen is what's important right now, so they can get a second chance. Freeport and Bimini is going to be basically more of a high school team, and that is because of, you know, they don't have much of those players who would have been there still hanging around, so they'll be more of a high school team. And these scouts are also looking for freshmen, you know, guys in grade 10 and 11 who can still leave here now and go to school. And definitely these schools from Canada are looking to try and take as much players as they can, as they did in the past.
Youngsters hooping it up last week in the big yard. Jay Philippe of our Northern Service was there.
Championship night at the Danny Pratt South Andrews High School Basketball Tournament in the mini division, senior girls, senior boys, and also junior boys. Championship aspirations on the line. Let's take a look. First on the court, the home school and crowd favorite South Andrews High mini boys team took on Mangrove Key in a heated rivalry. South Andrews dominated the game from start to finish. The final score 13-2, led by MVP Keno Roll.
It feels good to me because when I start off, he wasn't executing properly. I wasn't executing properly. I was a little tired, and we could have played better. I think my little brother, he do good, and the rest of the team, they do good. But first time playing.
It means a lot to us, and it just shows that our program here with the night league, it works. Because most of our young men here in the background, they started out in the primary mini league, and first coming in and beating Mangrove Key, which we wasn't really surprised that we won, but it feels great.
In the girls' championship game, it was the battle between 2 New Providence schools, Anatole Rogers and the Stingrays from CB Bethel. It was tightly contested game, but ultimately it was Anatole Rogers that emerged as the winner. Final score was 18-12, led by dynamic duo Aaron Williams, who was named MVP after scoring 8 points in the championship game, and shooting guard Laverne and Bristow, who dominated the boards.
Basketball is basically mental. Once we got that down, we were straight. Like, everything was fine.
We were very prepared. Our coach made sure and ensured that we did the necessary in order to win this championship.
The Junior Boys Championship game was between Gateway Christian Academy out of Bimini and CV Bethel out of New Providence. The Eagles out of Bimini proved to be too much for the Stingrays as they cruised to victory in blowout fashion, 29-13. Valdez VJ Edgecombe scored a game-high 15 points and was named Most Valuable Player.
We came with 5 players, so we had to conserve energy and be able to play the best of our ability. If I didn't play senior basketball, I wouldn't have been able to go through the time and work on this court.
In the feature game of the night, it was a replay of the junior boys matchup. This game went into overtime. It took 13 points from junior national team player Chester McPhee to take down CB Bethel 38-35. The Eagles are the 2019 South Andrews High School Basketball Tournament champions.
So my team needed me, and we put it all that work, so we just couldn't go down without a fight. I told my guys today that no matter who we play, that we're going to put everything in it and put God first.
We got down in the first half by 10 points, and we had to work really hard to get back. Our guys come out a little bit flat, but we keep pushing. We had to turn on the defensive effort.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Total Sports.
Team Bahamas leaves town tomorrow for the Caribbean Cycling Championships. We could tell you the championships were originally scheduled to be held in Haiti, but that had to be pushed back due to the unrest in that country. Cuba is now the host country, and the Bahamas will be sending a smaller team than anticipated.
We have two persons in Anthony Colbrook, who is the national champion, road champion, and Jay Major, who also came third in that race. Those persons also had qualified for these championships, but what happened is because of business and personal commitments, they are unable to make the team.
The Caribbean Cycling Confederation's Congress and elections also slated to take place this week. President of the Bahamas Cycling Federation, Roy Colbrook, believes he has a good chance to be on the new board as the vice president.
I was nominated not just by the Bahamas, but by other countries. You know, I've been in this for some time now, and person feels as if, you know, I'm one of the persons who they really look at for that 10-year education-wise, all that stuff, as one of the leaders in the Caribbean to take Caribbean cycling to different levels.
A Hurricane Dorian relief softball tournament slated for this weekend at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. A number of corporate sponsors on board, including Sunshine Auto Sales.
There are diamonds in the rough, and there are players that have been dormant because they're on islands that don't have active softball. So this is the opportunity for them to show their talent again. If you have a team on any of the islands and you can't generate 15 players, if you can generate 5 players, I'm sure, bring your players to town. And in Nassau, there are players from your islands that will join you. Don't be concerned about uniforms. Get your team together. Come in. We will support the uniforms. We will support whatever is necessary, because it's not about how you look. It's about what you're doing for these victims.
Some lucky fans who come out to the park won't be leaving empty-handed.
We have raffle. We have lots and lots of giveaways. Actually, the prizes, more people are donating stuff. We have rims, we have refrigerator, washer, we have dryers, we have microwave, we have the ductless air conditioners. You know, we have bags donated by Dot Miller, and you know, she does an extremely good job on Bahamian product. We have lots of $100 gift certificates. The tickets are $3, and if you're coming down, you bring a canned good or a donation, you get in free, and all proceeds will go towards the Hurricane Dorian victims.
The City Bowling League back on the lanes last night at Mario's. A red-hot Mario Brown mowed down the pins for a 268 high game, a 725 set. He became the first member of the exclusive 700 club this season. He helped the 10-back Strikers Lee's Motorworks squad take 2 of 3 from the Brooklyn Strikers. Strong's Lockhart a 672 set as Carib Construction took all 3 games from BPL. Edmund Deal and Arturo Hutchinson both with a 234 game as the Bahamas Jet Flyers lost 2 of 3 to Clayton Gardner and Associates. Driscoll Roche had a 237 game, a 597 set as the Ashura Wind Pocket Policers swept Telco Enterprises. Tara Johnson a 213 game, a 575 set for the E&U Water Coolers. They lost 2 of 3 to the 10-pin Warlords. Elsewhere, the Avengers taking all 3 games from the Island Game Strokers, while Checkers Cafe winning 2 of 3 against the NUA Crusaders. After 6 weeks of play, the Avengers on top at 14-4. The 10-back Strikers and Ashura win both at 12-6, while the Water Coolers round out the top 4 at 10-8. That is a look at sports. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.